15 AFC Cup winners taking on Beoungket Ankor. Let's get stuck into some highlights. First of all, the first half of that game between Tampines Rovers and Felder. Chevy Singh, Reece Rosh and Rai are with me. This was an early chance, 10 minutes in, Roshan for Tampines.
Yeah, decent chance for Ivan Zoni just in there. He just waits a little bit too long for the ball to drop for him. Great work by Megumi down that right-hand side to create this opportunity. Some shouts for handball there. Referee decided to wave play on, play the advantage. Zoni just waiting too long here.
Bit of an elbow incident 5 minutes later here, Chevy, involving Ilwan Shah.
Well, it has been pretty much one way. It's been Tampines with a lot of possession, and well, I wish there was a bit more aggression, Steve, but not of this kind. I think that's it's a complete mess up there, but not too malicious, I would say.
30 minutes in, that was Ivan Zoni just putting that one over the board. Didn't know a great deal about it. 0-0 at half-time over there at Jalan Besar Stadium in the AFC Cup.
Yeah, again, great work by Megumi. This one's a bit more of a difficult opportunity for Ivan Zoni. Tampines with lots of possession, but not turning them into goals.
Let's go to Vietnam, where Hanoi are entertaining Ceres of the Philippines. They're in about the 73rd minute here. This was a goal early in the second half, and it was Maranon 4 minutes into that second half for Ceres.
Wow, surprise a goal there, I think, for them to take the lead. I think against the run of play, lovely delivery into the box. Just gets quite fortunate, doesn't know too much about that. But again, that's an issue sometimes. We hear lots of people saying, why not get a play on the line? Playing him onside there. Finishes off.
Yeah, surprise lead there for Ceres, but Hanoi came back 8 minutes later, Chevy. That was Nguyen Van.
Well, it has been interesting. I mean, back and forth a bit untidy, but then again, when this happens, wow, this is truly beautiful. I mean, you talk about acrobatics. Maybe his first touch was poor, but then he had to improvise. What a great piece of improvisation.
Goal of the night so far, Global against Magway. It's half-time there. The only goal of the game so far coming from Bahadur, and Global 1-0 up, Roshan.
Yeah, lovely touch from Bahadur, and there is a good technical ability. This one, perhaps not too much of a surprise. There you go. Nice start, just to take it away from the defender. Composed enough to find a finish.
All right, so Global 1-0 up against Magway in the AFC Cup. It's half-time there. 45 minutes still to come. Let's take a look at what's going on in the Asian Champions League. Plenty of games going on there. Brisbane Roar 0, Muangthong United 0. Kashima Antlers are 2-0 up against Ulsan Hyundai. Big shock in Group F earlier in the evening. Western Sydney Wanderers, a former winner of this tournament, not so long ago either, losing at home to Urawa by 4-0. And Seoul have lost to Shanghai by 1-0. Expensively assembled Shanghai. Let's get straight to that game and take a look at the highlights. And Hulk was a big part of this one. Chevy, 53rd minute, here's the goal.
That is one of the hardest strikes I've ever seen. I mean, that ball really just travels, doesn't it? And there's no bend, there's no curl on that one. Like a rocket, it went in.
Dejan Damjanovic fouled, and there was a red card for a second yellow. And Damjanovic stepped up here to take the penalty. And Chevy, you had some queries about this one.
I was quite aghast, I would say, when I saw him want to take it with his right foot, because I know he's taken right-footed penalties before, but his left foot is a stronger foot, because this eventually was a nothing penalty.
Really made a bad connection there. 1-0 the final score. Kashima 2-0 winners against Ulsan. 64 minutes through with the first goal, Roshan.
What a header, that one. Oh, that's brilliant. I mean, he's the leap here and heads it into the top corner there. Uses the pace on the corner coming in. Directs it into the top corner.
Shocking pink. Shocking defending there. 2-0 to Kashima. Big winners over Ulsan. We will come back with JDT team news as we build up to their game in the state of Johor. AFC Cup action coming up. It's Beoungket Ankor, the visitors. First game from Group F.
Everyone seeks a good start. A pre-match blessing. Strong first impressions. Awakening New Year spirits. Health for a new life. The first wave of the day. A colourful welcome to spring. Wherever you wish to go, a good start to your journey is on time. Smooth as silk.
Jumpa kat tempat lama, okey? Nak bayar saman sikit.
Okay, okay.
Kat mana, Dang? Tengah parking ni. Sorry.
Itulah, kat MyEG boleh menyelesaikan bayaran saman, insurans, cukai jalan, lesen, my card.
Kan zakat. Permit kerja asing pun boleh. Bos yang bayar.
Double down with Asia's Elite on Fox Sports.
And there it is, absolutely superb.
With the AFC Champions League and AFC Cup, enjoy total football drama on AFC Double Strike. With live studio coverage across multiple platforms, complete with expert opinions and multi-language commentary. So double up with AFC Double Strike live on the Fox Sports Network.
We've got all the goals, the screamers, the blockbusters, and the last minutes match winners. Robert Lewandowski! We've got the back heels, bicycles, chips, volleys, go-nuts, headers, and rockets. We've got goals. Goals, tomorrow at 11 p.m. on Fox Sports and Fox Sports Play.
You're watching Fox Sports and we're at Larkin, home of Johor Darul Taksim, as they entertain Beoungket Ankor in the very first match of the AFC Cup's Group F. Good to have you with us for coverage of this game, coming to the end of almost 7 hours of live football here on the network. Chevy Singh and Reece Rosh and I are with me. Gentlemen, let's take a look at the starting lineups. Why don't we start with the home team, Chevy?
Well, it's very interesting because I like the look of this lineup because I think there's youth in there, there's freshness in there. When we talk about youth, this is one of my favorite players, Afiq Fazal. He's 23. He should have been playing when he was 21. And of course, Nazmi Faiz, the playmaker, he comes in as well. And we all know he can do things with the ball. Shafiq, Captain Marvel, so to speak, once again, very, very dangerous from set-piece situations. Gera is the one for me who's going to have a big responsibility. He likes to operate on the left-hand side. And maybe if there is a bit of apprehension on my part is Junior. Junior Elsdal hasn't played too many games. He comes in to partner Marcos Antonio at centre-back, and that could be a little bit of a doubt. But other than that, like I said, I like this because Hazwan as well, again, and for me, he's the best young forward, a Malaysian forward that we have in the country. So, very interesting lineup, and I'm excited about it.
And Beoungket Ankor, we're not so familiar with them, Roshan, but we know you do your homework very well. Tell us a little bit about them.
Well, yes, I watched them play against Lao Toyota in the AFC Cup playoffs, and what I noticed is they tend to set up in a 4-2-3-1 formation. Pancharong, Sovan Riti, and Vahid will be their back for that. And then they've got Mizuno, who used to play in the S League, the Singapore League, with Albirex Negata. He'll just try and steady things in central midfield. He'll be the one that picks the ball up from those central defenders. Mizan will play that supporting role in central midfield. Tomoki down that left-hand side. We'll come back to him a little bit later on. Maikon playing in attacking midfield just behind Kun Lamoravi, and then Ross Samun down that right-hand side. They like to get down that left-hand side. Tomoki is the danger man. JDT will have to watch out for him.
All right, Dan Ogun Sharkin is pitch side at Larkin. Dan, not such a great turnout tonight from the JDT fans. I'm wondering if that's because of their perhaps mixed start to the season domestically.
Well, Steve, I've been down to Larkin Stadium on a number of occasions over the past 2 years to cover JDT in the AFC Cup, and the place is usually bouncing. Unfortunately, I can't say that tonight. It's very much a subdued atmosphere. Now, shortly after we arrived, we spoke to a couple of journalists and a few fans, and the reason for that, they say, is the fact that the team aren't doing quite so well domestically at the moment. There was a bit of upheaval at the beginning of the season when they let go of coach Mario Gomez, and the new regime hasn't settled in that well quite so far. In the league, they've currently got 5 points from 4 matches. They're 6 points off top spot, and they've won 1 game, drawn 2, and lost 1 the most recent one being at the weekend when they went down 2-1 to Perak. Throw in the disappointment of failing to reach the AFC Champions League as well, and you can see why the fans are a little bit disappointed. But despite that, they say they're still excited for the AFC Cup and they're confident their side can go far, reaching perhaps the semi-finals or going further and repeating their feat of 2015.
Well, Dan, this JDT setup is about as experienced as you can get in the AFC Cup. For this Cambodian side, though, Beoungket Ankor, first time in the tournament, and they're making a bit of history, aren't they?
Well, when it comes to opponents tonight, Beoungket Ankor, they're making history here tonight. They've become the first Cambodian side to play in the AFC Cup group stage. That was after they overcame Lao Toyota 2-1 in the final round of playoff matches. They're the current Cambodian League champions, having won the 2016 title by a point, and they're favourites to repeat the feat this year. They're coached by Australian John McGlynn. He's back in his second stint at the club. And like JDT, they did have a bit of upheaval when it came to players over the course of the postseason as well. None more so than the departure of Chan Vatanaka, the Cambodian national striker. He's departed for Japan. He's playing in J3. And this guy has scored 116 goals in just 90 appearances for the club. So they're really going to be missing him. But the team did act to bring in a replacement in the shape of Maicon Rogério Caligiuri, a Brazilian striker who fans of ASEAN football might know from his time in Indonesia and in Thailand. And he's sworn to repay the faith that the club have shown in him by scoring the goals that will fire them to hopefully another Cambodian League title and maybe through the group stages of the AFC Cup as well. They do come into tonight's match in good form, having triumphed 3-0 recently in the Cambodian equivalent of the Charity Shield.
Dan Ogunchakin reporting pitch side at Larkin for Johor Darul Tatsim against the Cambodian debutants Beoungket Ankor. Kickoff is fast approaching. Match day 1, AFC Cup, Group F.
Fresh off the back of his Australian Open victory, Roger Federer and Thomas Berdych were in the Czech Republic to launch the Laver Cup in September. The format will consist of a team of 6 European players who will face a side from the rest of the world.
An iconic 14th century landmark saw the unveiling of a 21st century sporting concept as Roger Federer and Thomas Berdych launched the inaugural Laver Cup in front of Prague's Charles Bridge. Federer, who conceived the new tournament in honour of Rod Laver, was at the helm as celebrations got underway in the elegant host city.
I'm really surprised to see how many people came out to see the launch of the Laver Cup here on the main square. People are super excited to see Thomas and myself, and they've seen some incredible tennis here over the years. I think it's really one of the most exciting things that tennis has seen in a long, long time, and you know, making rivals become teammates, you know, from different continents, I think is quite extraordinary.
In late September, the Czech capital will host this year's tennis competition, which will see 6 top European players face their counterparts from the rest of the world in an innovative team format.
This watch has seen moments that last a second, and moments that last forever. It's seen the court's most epic matches, the sport's most storied rivals, and the fierce determination of champions. Yet it's not until we look back that we understand that at those very moments, we were standing on the edge of tennis history. It doesn't just tell time, it tells history.
If you're just joining us, welcome along. Johor Darul Tatsim against Beoungket Ankor, AFC Cup Group F, match day 1. These fans have had a mediocre start to the domestic league with JDT. Won just the 1 in 4 games, drawn a couple of times and lost once, but let's make a clean start in the AFC Cup. Live coverage coming your way. We will be with you at half-time and after the game, where we'll round up the other action in the AFC Cup and the AFC Champions League. Your commentators for this one, Des Corkill, Stanley Burnett.
AFC Cup comes to you from the Larkin Stadium in Johor Bahru. and Beoungket, sponsored by Ankor, are the Cambodian champions who are the visitors. For Beoungket, we know that they've got the likes of Kun Labaravi, one of the mainstays in the national team, and also Sok Sovan, one of the defensive rearguard, and Rus Samon. So they've got international pedigree. As we saw in the Suzuki Cup, Stanley Bernard Samuel, Cambodian football is on something of a rise just at the moment.
Well, exciting. Just is purely down to that. That's what we saw in the Suzuki Cup. Of course, it's a very different side comparison, but the games that you've mentioned, Sok Sovan, so experienced at the back, and also with the blend of the foreigners in the middle of the park and going forward. It's still, I would say, I would love to say the same thing after these 90 minutes. We'd love to see how they kick off these 90 minutes. They must be excited. They know they're playing against a side who's made the semi-finals last year, were the champions the year before, and they know what kind of ground they're playing at. These players must be looking up for this game.
We saw Mekong Da Silva just walking past the camera there. Safi Ibrahim will be leading the charge for the Malaysian champion, Johor Darul Taksim. Maybe Malaysian champions, but they're coming off the back of a defeat in the league, their first in 25 matches at the weekend against Perak. And so if there is a good time to play in Johor Darul Taksim, now is it. Safi Ibrahim will be the captain. And it's a rather muted response. The AFC Cup has been a rich source of joy for the TMJ, the Tukamakota of Johor. Of course, Johor won it 2 years ago, semi-finalists last year. A rather indifferent response to this first group game tonight. Does that catch you a little bit by surprise, Stan?
Yes, the fans are a bit spoiled as well with what they've seen for the past couple of seasons. I mean, you got to remember, when the Royal Highlanders took over the side, I think he came and watched a game where they only had 200 fans, and I've played in the stadium where I've seen 100 fans turn up. So overnight, that happened, and over the past 2 years, they've only seen winnings and titles and cups. And I think it's good to see that the ultras are still there at Johor, the boys of Straits, of course, the die-hard fans as well. But yes, I agree with you. It's quite a muted stadium, and you can see a lot of stands that are empty.
The Johor state anthem being sung. No national anthems, of course, in AFC competition. In the domestic competition, there's a national anthem, and very often one, sometimes two state anthems played. So the teams are used to giving respect to the state anthems. As for the Cambodian team, they just want to get on with it. And this man in shot here, Kun Labaravi, if he gets a chance, this is one of the players of the season. Chan Botanica used to be part of Beoungket. He's now playing his trade in the J Leagues. But Kun Labaravi, you cannot take this fella too easily.
Yes, he's got the experience as well. I know Chan Botanica has moved to the Japanese league, and that's a huge miss. But if you look at his side, I mean, we just go back as they bring out the lineups. You look in the middle of the park, very impressed with Hiroku Muzano. I mean, I did a lot of research just watching him. He looks like a composed midfielder in the middle of the park.
Let's talk though about Johor Darul Taksim. Lots of changes. Afiq Fazel gets a first AFC Cup start. Judith Eltsel comes in at the back alongside Marcus Antonio. Azrif Najul Haq gets a rare start, as does Nazmi Faiz in the heart of midfield.
Well, I think that's enough experience despite the changes. I mean, you look at Azrif, had a solid season before he moved to Johor. Did not get a lot of chance. Fazli Mazdan down the left, right hand side was solid with the Kulangan, so he gets his chance. A lot of players trying to prove for that first 11 spot.
As for Beoungket, well, they have, we mentioned Labaravi up front. Tomoki Muramutu as well. He scored 15 in 14 games in the Cambodian Super League last year, earning him a move to the champions. Mekong comes in up front, but a lot of the main players that won Beoungket the title last year have disappeared, including the superstar Chan, who has moved also to the J Leagues, Chan Botanica. Iranian match officials, Hassan Akrami will be assisted by Mohammad Reza Abdullah Fazli and Arman Asadi on the line. As for Johor, well, they thought they had rich dreams of making it to the AFC Champions League. It didn't happen. Ismail Ibrahim is the official man in charge today. Benjamin Mora is the man who normally takes charge of events. He's the man who's certainly in charge for the Malaysia Super League. Ali Jazuli, a converted right back, now playing on a right side of midfield. And this is John McGlynn, Liverpool born, but learned his trade in Australia, former army officer as well. Also had some time with Phnom Penh Crown as well. So JDT get us underway. Former Malaysia international Stanley Bernard Samuel alongside. Your thoughts, what can we expect from JDT?
Well, firstly, I expect them to have the whole possession in comparison to the Cambodian side, especially at home. They will try and create chances, building up from the back, having a bit more experience. But just want to mention about the Cambodian side. The front three, they've got pace. They work really hard. They move into good space. They're quite smart. So on the break, we can expect them to be quite precise. So that's where I think questions will be asked in the back four of Johor.
Junior Alston to Marcus Antonio. He's been a constant. Shafiq Kunalan. Closed down very quickly by Munamatsu. Labaravi looks for Mekong. Here's Labaravi. Munamatsu need a move inward. Those front three, Mekong, Muramatsu and Labaravi, are capable on the break and are all pretty pacey as well. Nizam just trying to close things down. Not sitting too deep early on. It's looking in lovely condition. Ball from Marcus Antonio looking for Hazwan. Muramatsu cleared. Subandriti. Safik. Marcus Antonio Jr. nearly going for the same ball, and Afiq Fazel. He's a lot calmer than I was then as Mizuno was closing him down. Guerrera. Fluid football. Guerrera. Bahali. Safik will chase. And Guerrera will score! 2 minutes in, Gabby Guerrera gives Johor Darul Taksim the lead. Well, on paper, this man started on the left-hand side. And clearly the movement is dropping into the middle of the park. And there's about 4 keep and goals between Mahali and Shafiq. It all started in the middle of the park between Shafiq and Guerrera. And then on this mid part, and when the Wheaton pass was given by Guerrera, continues his run. Shafiq didn't get the contact. And then nicely falls. The ball still bouncing on his left foot. Top corner, smashes it up. What a start for the home side. Gabby Guerrera. Well, he was start of the season at PKNS. Moved to JDT2. And now in JDT1 and enjoying the AFC Cup pedigree. He scored a lot of goals en route to qualification from the group stages last season in JDT, and you cannot get a campaign off to a better start.
Well, the bloody away side, I mean, one of the first thing manager of the opposition coming to such a tough away ground, be saying don't concede the first 15-20 minutes, try and get a foothold in the game, get the ball moving, tactically try and be tight. Johor, as you mentioned, I mean, what a dream start. They've just broken that down with a great movement.
Afiq. Safik. It was the movement from Guerra that really caused consternation. Mahali joined in the attack as well. John McGlynn on the edge of his technical area, encouraging his players. As Mizuno is bypassed. Subandriti with the clearance. Hazwan Bakri. Guerra. Safik. Nice play from Nazmi. Mahali. 3 in the penalty area. Mahali forgot to take the ball with him. Kunala is closing down very quickly on Sovan Litti.
But clearly you can see as soon as Guerra is getting the ball, a lot more players are coming short. They're expecting that little give and go, and that third man moving around. I thought it was good movement again. Guerra displaying that little neat pass to Aswan Bakri, and then Shafiq making that move into that space.
So Vandriti closed down by Mahali. Marcus Antonio will be put under pressure by Muramitsu. It's a bit of a mismatch.
Again, coming back to the foreign players, Joe's side, I mean, you look at the bench, you've got two foreign players, Brian Ferreira, of course Cabrera as well. You got to remember, huge change in the middle of the park. When you talk about Afiq Fazal, that's Haris Harun's position, so it's a massive change, I would say. And it is a very important season for Johor to try and keep that same momentum going.
Nazmi. Shafiq. Nazmi, sorry, it was Afiq. Runs in the same tiptoe style as Nazmi Faiz. Nazmi just to the right of your screen there, asking for possession, not getting it. Shafiq only picks out Samoin. Got the awkward bounce in front of Marcus Antonio. Afiq Fazal. Back to Izam Tarmizi. Distribution to Azrif. Guerra. Kanalan. That's me into Afiq. It's amazing. Just a couple of passes, short passes, and it gets the crowd on your side. Handled there by Azrif Najrul Hackers, trying to control it.
What's been notably right for Johor in comparison to what I've seen in the start of the season from the Charity Shield against Kedah, right up to the game against Perak, which they lost, is they're moving the ball a bit more quicker in the middle of the park. That three players, Afiq Fazal, Nazmi Faiz, Mansur and Shafiq, they're just releasing that ball. And no one's taking two touches to try and find it. Just as soon as you see a man, just keep the ball moving at the moment.
Bacon's cross. Izam, who's not had much game time so far this season. Not the most convincing there as it dipped on him.
You're right, because he took a while before he came out, because if that ball hits the ground, then you're in trouble.
Guerra has one, leaves it for Mahali. Mahali Jazuli. Scooping to clear was Pencharang. Socks over one of the players you mentioned. With the experience, having got a goal down, they need a little bit of experience just to try to get hold of the ball. Labarabi is rather isolated on his own just at the moment. Izan chasing. Guerra, free roll. Kunalan. Mahali. Guerra. Comes on at pace. Nazmi. Shafiq.
Well, I'll tell you what, that ball was nicely put on. Just a rolling pass from Nazmi Faiz. It's always tempting for someone like Shafiq Rahim to just, you could see what he was trying to do, but he completely missed it. Skyrocketed it, but just the inside foot, try and put it on target, that was his idea.
L still looking a little bit leaner than last season. On the ball now. Marcus Antonio. Mahali. Some interchanging from Johor early on as Beoungket allowed allow Johor to play in their half and try to close down when the ball crosses the halfway line.
I think you look at that trio again, it's going to make that midfield of Afiq, Nazmi and Shafiq. Besides Afiq, I think at any point Nazmi and Shafiq could just switch roles. As you know, both could be in the number 10 position, both in the number 6 position.
Kunalan, 2-0. Lovely cool finish. Nazmi Faiz Mansour. Kunalan did the hard work. Nazmi, cool as you like.
Well, let's talk about movement. Afiq Fazal just dropping in a tree. And then Shafiq drops really, they place it out. And we were just talking about how Shafiq and Nazmi could always just switch into a number 10. And that's what you need, your number 10. Top that D-box, when he gets the ball, try and put it on target. And he did better than that. Cool as a cucumber. Good finish for this man.
Well, for Beoungket, any pre-match notions of keeping it tight for the first 20 have just been exploded. Gabi Guerra and Nazmi Faiz Mansour, early goals. Muramantu's done well though. Muramantu, tracked back by Nazmi.
I think what's worrying at the moment for the Cambodian side is they've not got anything going for them. If you want to sit where you're a man who always tries to find positive, I don't think you can find anything at the moment because we've talked about the midfielders, the front two's got a bit of pace, but they're not having possession. And when you're not having possession, you've got to make it hard for the opponent. And at the moment, it is kind of easier for Johor to just move about from defense to midfield to attack.
They scored 8 in one qualification match last year at home. Premature to talk about that now. Pencharang is knocked off the ball by Guerrero, who's looking hungry. Been on the wrong end of some criticism, have the Johor players. Maybe this is their response to it. I think Fazal just knocks it out. Charo. Nakon. Sovan Rithi. Nakon. Done well. Muramatsu. That's better though from Tomoki Muramatsu, and a bit of a warning to JDT.
Well, a minute ago, I think he just made a run, just couldn't get a shot. This time, gets a shot. Too ambitious. Just want to get so much power behind that football at times. The ball just skyrockets.
Guerra. Off the heels of Muramatsu to Kunala. Oops. Safi Kunala have played together for clubs and country for years, but on a different wavelength there. Nakon is possessed by Afiq. He's making a bid for that central midfield position, all of his own, Afiq Fazal. Azrif. Doffed by Samoyan. Afiq to Junior. Guerra took control. Safi takes it away from Laburavi. Nazmi. Short little passes, constantly making the Cambodian champions adjust their positions. Doesn't seem to be going very far, but it's sapping the energy of Beoungket.
I think as long as you keep the ball moving at a certain pace, you get players playing the easy passes. As soon as you see a man, there's a lot of movement going on in the whole central area. If you keep possession, it is exciting for the sides keeping possession because you eventually find space.
Mahali. Chasing shadows around Beoungket. Two-touch football. Guerra. Mahali. Looks for Hazwan Bakri. Macon. Dispossessed once again by Afid Fazel. He's done really well. Gabi Guerrera. Azrif. Looks to square it, but again, scintillating football. Pencherang with the defensive work.
Well, at the moment, he looks like man against boys because as soon as Beoungket got the ball, they gave it back right in front of where Joel could launch his counter-attack. You could see as he was just trying to find Shafiq Ryan was really unmarked if that ball had reached him.
Double aerial presence if required, which it isn't. Gabi Guerrera. Captures it well. Nazmi Faiz Mansour scored a famous goal for the under-23 team against Bahrain. In many ways, it made his reputation.
Just before he hit it, Nazmi was a bit too relaxed and sliced it, always rising.
Macon. Barged by his fellow Brazilian, Marcos Antonio. Ashraf has to concede the corner under pressure from Rusamoin. Chance maybe here for Soksoven and Pancharan to come forward. Subhandrithi's up there as well, number 18. Macon has maybe teased this in with his left foot. Vahead's one of the centre-backs. I don't play professional football, but I never see the point
of going short.
Well, sometimes going short, but certainly not getting the crossing. Here's Macon. Guerra. Nearly put Junior Elstall in trouble. Kunala. Mahali. Eventually, Nizam does punt it long. Subhandrithi. Matsu can't control. I think Fazel, who was really impressed in this early stages, as has Gabi Guerrera. Azrif, look at the blue shirts up in support. Nazmi Faiz. Guerra. Afiq. Safiq. Guerra's chasing. Sunrati. Well, he committed.
What's been impressive about Afiq, he plays the simple ball. He doesn't think too much really when he gets the ball. Prior to his pass to Shafiq, he just sees Shafiq who does in the 2 meters, plays it up, drop back, makes a triangle, sees the run of Guerra. Thought that was a corner.
Suyati was red carded in the first leg of Beoungket's qualification win against Lao Toyota. Finished 1-1 in Cambodia. Lao thought that they were favourites to go through in the second leg, but a 1-0 victory in Laos for the Cambodian champions saw them through. Got a free kick here. Abu Dhabi just impeded. 20 minutes gone though. 2-0 JDT. As Maycom spreads it wide. And Junior slices clear. If you're out to play though, then still in your own penalty area. Made a complete mess of their last corner from this side with Beoungket. Five to aim for Maycom. Safiq's header. Matsu's done well. Maycom. And it's against the post from Mizuno. Another little warning for Johor. But they can break the other way. Mahali. He's got Hazwan available. Here is Hazwan Bakri. Nazmi and Shafiq eventually sorted out. Ali Jazuli. Lara looking to be the boss of this team. Zafiq sprinted out to Kunalan. Mahali.
They're not forcing it through at times. They're coming back, even though, at times you could say in a very advanced position coming right back to the goalkeeper. But I think the fluidity of the player has been good. Been playing at a certain pace.
Guerra, the ball retention's been excellent. And not forcing it either. Johorian version of tiki-taka. It's the Malay for tiki-taka.
I think you have an English for tiki-taka as well. I mean, Michael De Silva just puts it in a very good area and then near post allows his teammates. Yes, it was Hiroku Mizuno in the faintest of touches. You gotta give credit to the goalkeeper, Isa, because he kept his eyes on the ball, had a massive touch, hits the post.
Quite right, that's a good save from Isa. Possession stats massively in Johor's favour. Shafiq a little bit more advanced. Mahali and Kunalan combining. And Mahali tries to get to the byline. Mizuno eventually scraps it clear, helped by Subanditi. From Labaravi. Right in front of his coach. Zuno. Modamatsu had made an earlier run and was just coming back. Zuno played for Albrechts Niigata just over the causeway in Singapore for a season, a couple of seasons ago. Marcus Antonio. Nazmi. Is this the season Nazmi fires Mansour has to make his breakthrough stamp?
Well, it's a great opportunity playing in a very good side, the strongest side in Malaysian football for the past couple of seasons. And there's a reason why they signed him, because they know that a lot of changes are happening. And he's one of those players, as we always said, who's got that little he sees a pass, and he can play in a number 10 position, he can play in a deep line position. But perhaps one of the biggest letdowns he's had in the past is his temperament. He's got to keep that in check. Shafiq has one Bakri. Shadowed by Musamoyan. He's done well. Nacom. Kept showing and offering. Number 2 couldn't take the pass from Nacom. In a good tempo to Johor's game, maybe lessons absorbed from the Gamba Osaka defeat. Guerra. Fazel. Safiq. Junior has to fill in the left back because Nazrif Azrul Haq is miles forward. There is Nazrif. Clearly you can see, right after that second goal, I think Fazel wasn't in the centre back position. Junior was in the left back position. I think it's just good how he's just moving that position between the midfield, just understanding, and Nazmi ends up in the number 10, Shafiq just behind him. It's a new combination, but they're all ball-playing players. It's almost like a training session at the moment for Johor. Keep ball. 20 passes, scores a goal. Mahali can't get close. Kunala. Guerra. Still Guerra wins the second ball. Kunala. 2 in the penalty area. Maycom gives it away. It's Afik once again. Sovan Haxlayer. Suyati can collect for a beleaguered Beoungket. Not very sure what's the tactical plan of Beoungket at the moment, because it's far too easy. They're not putting pressure. Even with Jones on top of their D-box, not winning battles. It's not been timed. It's been far too easy. Safiq fires one in. Jarang with the clearance. Free kick goes against Beoungket for the handball. Kim Labaravi couldn't control. Nazmi was looking for Hazwan. Muramatsu and Maycom. It's a time when Beoungket just need to maybe put 10 passes together themselves. Gives it away. Guerra has one inside of him. Here is Hazwan to Gabi Guerra. Rabona. That came off Mizuno, but an offside has been given against Gabi Guerra. Is the Rabona a little bit too much showmanship at this stage? Well, I don't think it was at the right time to do it, because he didn't have a clear option, to be honest, because Mahali had 3 men ahead of him, so he could have put in a better ball. But at the moment, what he shows at the moment, Guerra, has been far too easy. He's having fun. There's not been enough pressure. They've been able to knock the ball on. They've been allowed to just play the football they want to roam around the pitch, have as much possession they want. Expected better from Beoungket at the moment. I mean, 30 minutes gone. And a rare bad pass. It's been 29 minutes of Johor Darul Taksim pressure, Johor Darul Taksim possession. Beoungket. Again, the long ball is dealt with too comfortably. Maycom retains possession. Samoan, now then, Muramatsu. He's got pace, Muramatsu.
It's a good claim from his Antomisi. Not much work to do, but what he's done really well.
Well, if there's one man who's up for it at the moment, I mean, you look at a lot of heads are down on this Cambodian side. It's Tomoki Muramatsu. Made a run earlier on. Had a shot in which went wide. Now, again, good to see that he's got pace. And they've created one chance, which hit the post. They put in a good ball for Michael De Silva.
Nazwan, Nazmi. Kunalan. Shafiq, all four ex-Selangor players. Very much one of Johor's own, though, is Shafiq Fazel. Nazmi, cheeky. Nazrif will chase. I think he'll go out for a corner kick. One head thinks it came off Ashraf Najul Haq. I thought it came off Ashraf Najul Haq. But we didn't. Nazwan, Junior Elstall, Marcus Antonio, all in the penalty area. Mahali on the goal line. Juno with a comfortable clearance. A bit of space. Samoan. Just looking for support. It's belatedly arrived. Kunalan and Nazmi. Oh, you can play too much. Samoan. Mekong.
Bit of a complacency walking into this show side. I mean, I've been impressed with Shafiq Fazel, but top of your D-box. Only up by 2-0. I know it's been far comfortable for Johor inside, but you just don't want to give a gift of the goal away, because sometimes in a football match like this, all needed is one goal from the opponent against the run of play. All of a sudden, might just get the confidence they've been seeking for with that goal.
Guerra. Well, the one thing you can say for Beoungket is they stopped the rot. 22 minutes, 23 minutes since they conceded. During which time they created the better chances. John McLean, bottom of your screen. You can at least take some comfort from that. As Guerra asked again too much of Ashraf. Do me a favour, he thinks. Charan with the throw in for Beoungket. Afiq. Bearing everywhere. He scored early on in the 3rd minute. Jimmy Mora. Bottom one wasn't the bottom of your screen. The Mexican-born coach for Johor took over immediately before the season started. The surprise release of Mario Gomez. Kunalan. Mahali. Kunalan.
One of the key factors that was mentioned in that shock news that we had 3 days before the kickoff of the Malaysian League, with Mario Gomez saying that he won't be there to be in charge of the next match. it's the football that he was playing. And at the moment, if you look, there's been a lot of talks because of that result when they lost against Perak. They've been sitting, languishing, not in the top 5 in the Malaysian league. It's been the worst start they've had in the past 2 seasons. But if you look at the football today, it means they want to come up with something which is better than they saw last season. To play quicker football, to have fluidity, they're playing lots of movement. It's very pretty and effective. The last 25 minutes, Safiq, Mahali, an example of the fluidity. Mahali, as Hazwan Bakri made a forward run, he thought he was clipped. Mahali started off his life as a very exciting attack-minded fullback. Now he's sometimes a number 10, sometimes a right midfield. That kind of tackle shows why he's no longer a fullback. In the nicest possible way. Nakon's long ball. Marcus Antonio deals with Kunlabaravi. If Nakon's taking free kicks from that deep, it tells you he doesn't trust his teammates. There he is now, defending and going back to his goalkeeper, Suyati. Charang. Samoy. He's got Labaravi available. If he can get a cross in. Samoy. Shot straight at Izad Tarmizi. Well, Russellman just create little space for him. Against Junior Alstel. Moves into the right. Needs something special to be the goalkeeper from that. Good strike. Straight at Izad Tarmizi. Safiq. Guerra. Nakon. Maybe trying to do too much on his own. Nakon. Under Silva, the Brazilian foreign player. 2 Japanese, Muramatsu and Mizono. And a smattering of full internationals. I suppose if you're 2 goals down in 10 minutes, you just try to make it to half-time without any further damage if you're Beoungket. Not much positives to take away except that House, when they've put in 1 or 2 crosses, they've asked questions of that defence. They've not been able to move. They've not been able to have possession. And I look at that defence. I mean, as much as we've spoken up about them, 3 at the back, Bencharo, Sun Sovan, and Richie on the left-hand side. At times it's almost like a 5. Just too much ball watching, and as if they don't know what to do when you only got Hazwan Bakri. It's almost like 5 of them is sitting in the same line with Hazwan Bakri.
Lemazan's done well. Samoy. Nazrif defends well. The spell of the game for Beoungket. Marcus Antonio leaps. Referee happy with Mahali's challenge. Safiq finds Gabi Guerra. Safiq goes past him. Guerra finds Safiq Rahim. Has one in the middle. Guerra for support. Nazmi Faiz. Never sat right for Nazmi Faiz. The good pace on the break by Johor Darul Titan.
Got a good run on the outside. Across. Guerra just playing it out. Shafiq just cutting it. Seems the run of Guerra just going across him after releasing that pass. But again, Nazmi Faiz should have done better from that distance.
Mizuno. Monomatsu. Muramatu drives for Beoungket and is perhaps clipped. He thought that there might have been something in there, but he's been busy.
And so he had the opportunity to continue his run. Just have a look right here. It is a league challenge for Masrif. Muramatu was looking for that fall. Should have been given. Agree, should have been given, as you've got nothing out of that challenge. Muramatu had a chance to continue his run and he's decided to go down.
As one closes down. And Charang. Laburavi. It's the best spell that Beoungket have had. Or it was until Samoan asked too much of Muramatu. Mizuno. Made a good run and then stopped. What about the thoughts of John Madlin? Certainly a lot happier than they were after 10 minutes, I'm sure. It will be one or two expletives coming from the dugout. There's a bit of the energy gone out of Johor.
Well, what we've seen the last 10 minutes is them just... what's happened the first 30 minutes is Beoungket has given them the ball far too easy. I mean, you talk about ball retention, as soon as they press, they get the ball back. Now, in the last 10 minutes, perhaps Beoungket has kept the ball a little bit better. And Johor has not really pressed them.
Nazmi has one Bakri. Short, sharp, 2-touch football. Comes up with a strike on goal.
Again, neat movement. So Bakri, single-minded, as soon as he got that ball, he knew exactly he wants to set it up for his left foot. Never enough power behind that ball.
That still comes forward for Johor. Before half-time. Two early goals for Johor Darul Ta'zim. Get to play their matches at the Olympic Stadium in Phnom Penh.
I clearly thought that was a clear foul throw right there.
Various interpretations. Guerra. Shafiq. Nazmi. Shafiq. Tried to step over it a little bit too clever. Soban comes away with the ball. Too far ahead of Mekong.
Well, what's been really poor for Beoungket is, you look at Guerra down the left-hand side, there's two players on him. None of them actually takes the responsibility to put a pressure on him. They just stood there. And they allowed them pass through.
The Cambodian C-League is underway. One game played. Beoungket were given a bye, though, in the first set of matches to enable them to prepare for this AFC Cup match. They have had those two matches against Lao Toyota as competitive warm-ups for this game. Nonetheless, caught cold. This is Lee Mizan. It's a nice ball for Laburavi. Laburavi, he likes this position on to his left. Else still does well. Mekong. Marcus Antonio defends well. That was a position Laburavi loves. Little dink over the top. You just wonder if Chan Botanico was still part of the setup. The Beoungket would have more fizz going forward.
Well, despite Beoungket, that's the positives you take away. As a manager, the last 15 minutes, having a bit more possession, bringing a bit more crosses, creating a bit more chances. What he's got to worry, Gillian got to worry is second half. Defensively, they've been dreadful. They're not applying pressure, allowing the key players of Johor to really have a foot and dominate the match completely.
Half-time whistle goes. The action came early. Nazmi Fires Mansour sliding home a second goal for Johor just 10 minutes in. Earlier on, Kavi Guerra had given JDT the best possible start to their AFC Cup campaign with a well-taken goal from inside the penalty area. Beoungket, to their credit, came back and have hit the post and forced Nizam Talmizi to possibly be the busier goalkeeper. But possessional football for Johor Darul Taksim, it's been pleasing on the eye, and for an ever-growing crowd, it's been a happy first 45 minutes. Half-time in this AFC Cup, Johor Darul Taksim 2, Beoungket Ankor 0.
Well, early on in that first half, while you were enjoying the action, the word rout was being bandied around the studio. It hasn't turned out that way, has it? Beoungket Ankor have managed to steady the ship, and they're 2 down at half-time, but JDT look very much in control.
When holidaying in Thailand, sip a local coffee brew. Then climb a palm tree, taste the refreshing sap and juice. Get a relaxing massage. Skillfully dye fabrics using nature's magnificent colors. Laze around. Ride a water buffalo. Learn Thai boxing. Help villagers paint boats. Kick a rattan ball. Join a Thai temple fair at night. And enjoy stir-fried morning glory like a true local. Discover your unique local experiences in amazing Thailand. Everyone seeks a good start. A pre-match blessing. Strong first impressions. Awakening New Year spirits. Health for a new life. The first wave of the day. A colorful welcome to spring. Wherever you wish to go, a good start to your journey is on time. Smooth as silk.
Double up the rush. That is what you call sheer timing. The surge is on for Asia's elite. In the first group stage meetings, who will strike through the continent? Strike one, and that's straight through. AFC Double Strike, tomorrow at 4:50 p.m. Live on the Fox Sports Network.
A lot of expectation, a lot of passion. Look at that! It's all up for grabs. Anything can happen.
Absolutely wonderful. And that is super smart play from Beoungket Ankor. It's going to be a photo finish, sliding sideways. And now we really do have a motorcycle race in our hands.
Nothing but excitement in the air.
Fox Sports 3 and Fox Sports Fly. Berlin versus Frankfurt. Their previous clash was an unbelievable spectacle. Hexes equalised in any time. It's 3-3 here. Frankfurt has left an indelible mark on the league and are not to be taken lightly. But Hertha also have their sights set on Euros and are a force to be reckoned with at the Olympiastadion. A clash between two surprise packages. Berlin versus Frankfurt. Sunday, live on Fox Sports and Fox Sports Fly.
Half time at Larkin, JDT 2, Beoungket Ankor 0. Rish Roshan Rai, Chevy Singh are with me. Let's get into the results that we've had so far in the AFC Cup this Tuesday evening. Hanoi and Ceres played out a 1-1 draw in Group G. The other game in that group, Tampines Rovers, just finished. They beat Felder United of Malaysia by 2-1. In Group F, Global have beaten Margway by 1-0. And we're at the half-time stage in the other game in that group, JDT 2. Beoungket Ankor 0. Let's take a look at the highlights from that first 45 minutes with Roshan and Chevy. And the first goal, Chevy, came after only 3 minutes. We wondered if maybe there was half a dozen more coming.
Well, certainly that way. I thought, it's a very composed start. And somehow I was wondering what Mahali was trying to do, but he actually got very lucky when he placed the ball overhead. This one here, Shafiq's the one making that aggressive run into the box. The defenders are not strong enough, and Gavi Guerra, and it's Guerra, smashes that one in beautifully.
Well, that promise of half a dozen goals continued in the 11th minute. Rosh Nazmi.
Yeah, lovely run by Kunalan from a right-back position. Gets himself into a dangerous position there. And then he has the presence of mind for that cutback. Put that cutback in. Nazmi, to his credit, we've seen players in these positions put the ball over the bar. He keeps his composure. Doesn't try and put too much power into it. He side foots it, guides it into the far post there.
Credit to Beoungket, though. They steadied the ship, didn't they? Even hitting the woodwork there on the 21st minute, Chevy. There's life in this team from Cambodia yet.
Well, yeah, there is, but they're still not doing enough, I think, especially in a defensive point of view. They're allowing JDT just to run rings around them.
Let's take a closer look at an aspect of JDT's first half.
Well, certainly, Steve, and what is interesting is the way JDT are playing today, and we will see here, what they're doing is they're narrowing the space, and this is what we see from RB Leipzig, as Roshan reminded us earlier. When you have the ball, instead of stretching the pitch, you narrow it the way JDT do, and then when there is space to be exploited, Kunalan, the fullback, gets in behind Roshan.
Yeah, he gets it behind. It's a wonderful run. I mean, they found joy from both fullbacks getting forward, down the left-hand side as well, down the right-hand side. And that's what we're going to take a look at as well, just in the clip that's coming up here.
Indeed, this is the right fullback who's just set up a goal, and we see that once again.
Closing the spaces as you talked about, Chevy.
Yes, and once again, how narrow that is. You draw everybody into narrow positions. You create the space for yourself, and then when you play that on, it's Gabi Guerra in possession. Plays Azrif in very, very nicely. Azrif's decision-making was not the best, but very interesting, I would say, game plan that JDT have got in this match.
Let's take a look at the game between Global and Margway in the same group as JDT and Beoungket Ankor. We've got highlights of that one coming up. Global 1-0 winners, and the goal came in the 39th minute, Bahadoran.
Yeah, lovely touch by Misa Bahadoran there. The way he takes it down, it's a high ball that comes in, and then he has the composure to finish it off.
This is Tampines Rovers against Felder of Malaysia. Tampines running out 2-1 winners. Song Yong Chan, Chevy, well in the 65th minute.
Very good ball in, a very good finish. We forget about the defending here. At the end of the day, it's about execution, and they did really well to take the lead.
Khairul Amri making it 2-0 with 7 minutes left, Josh.
Yeah, well done to Khairul Amri, Singapore's best striker. Great to see him get himself on the score sheet. Gets a bit fortunate here. Megumi does great work down the right-hand side to create a chance, and they find a finish.
Goal of the game, Fazrul Hazli. Nothing but a consolation in the end, but some strike, Chevy.
Well, indeed. I mean, a fantastic strike. I think the defender really fluffs his lines on this one, loses the ball, but you still got to strike it, and what a beauty that was.
Let's hear from one of Tampines' new signings, Madhu Mohana, after their 2-1 win.
Well, Madhu, congratulations, 3 points. But is it fair to say that was a hard-fought win?
I think definitely every game is hard. They came up at us second half, but we did well. We kept the ball. We had possession over them, and I think it's good that we got a first win in our home.
Going into the dugout at halftime, 0-0, what was said in the dressing room? What was discussed? Because you seemed to come out a firing, really.
I think the coach just praised us because we actually did well. We kept the ball. Felder was more defensive, but we needed goals, so we came out a bit. We tried. We had some tactics and we tried it, and fortunately it worked. Yeah.
And I know you're still getting used to some of your new teammates, but how's the new side looking? What do you feel your prospects are for this season?
I think we got a pretty strong team, a lot of national players there. Training has been good, actually. We've been training hard and all, so I think it's going to be a good season for us.
Tampines top of their group then after match day 1. That's because the other game in that group ended in a 1-1 draw, the game between Hanoi and Ceres. Let's take a look at highlights from that one. Roshan, the first goal coming from Ceres 4 minutes into the second half, Marano.
Yeah, they get quite fortunate. I'm not too sure how much he knows about that. Gets to put down into his path and then he finds a finish. But this one is a special goal.
Nguyen Van Knuet.
Yeah.
It's the goal of the day, certainly. Super strike. I mean, very acrobatic, and he must be a very, very, I would say, good sepak takraw player.
Yes, it was exactly that style, wasn't it? 1-1, that one finishing. Hanoi against Ceres. That means Tampines are top of their table after match day 1. When we come back then, we'll go back to Larkin for the second half of that game between JDT and Beoungket Ankor of Cambodia, with the Malaysians 2-0 up at the half.
So how much you want?
65,000 ringgit.
What? Like that, you want 65K?
I could do with 60,000 ringgit.
Got the car? Cannot start, Try again.
55,000 only.
You meet all sorts selling your car. Let My Motor filter them for you.
The secret of a perfect kopi tarik is the height of the pull.
Want the perfect blend? Wonder Kopi Tarik, made from premium coffee beans that serves up your favorite local taste.
Wow.
Wonder Coffee. Imagine an education that takes you beyond classrooms, which does not limit you, which prepares you for the challenges that lie ahead. With ample options and different career paths, and support from a global network of universities, where you will build friendships that will change your life forever and be ready to change the world. This is the future of education. Brickfields Asia College, the best brand in education.
Crank it up. Enjoy the craze.
A mistake from Cairoli. That might be that.
Rumble the rocky terrains to power above and beyond.
Crowd go wild for victory here in Roto number 1.
Ignite your engines for a heart-pumping season of adrenaline.
He cruises to the checkered flag, and that's a massive win.
FIM Motocross World Championships, live on the Fox Sports Network.
Jimmy Connors won 8 Grand Slam singles events and still holds the ATP record of 109 tournament victories. But he had a mouth
and a lack of discipline, which even in victory sometimes cost him dearly. Like February 21, 1986, when a disputed line call in the fifth set of a match against Ivan Lendl resulted in Connors walking off court and defaulting. Suspended for 10 weeks and fined $20,000, Connors missed the French Open and returned to a first-round loss at Wimbledon. Today in Sport 1993 marks the first winner's check for Phil Mickelson on the PGA Tour, taking the Buick International, although he'd previously won the Northern Telecom Open as an amateur.
Second half coming up, AFC Cup, Johor Darul Taksim 2-0 up at the half against the Cambodian side. Beoungket Ankor, more goals to come, Sherby?
Well, certainly. I mean, it's a catch-22 here now for Beoungket Ankor. You know, come out to play and we get, we get a thrashing, or shall we just hold on to this one? But certainly from JDT, I would like to see them come out there, make an intent, score another couple of goals, and then you can play keep ball.
How do you think that catch-22 will play out for the Cambodians, Roshan? Do you think they'll come out and score?
Whatever they do, they're going to get hammered. I think JDT will put in at least another 2 goals in this game.
All right, more goals to come. That's what our pundits promised us. Des Corkill, Stanley Bernard, your commentators.
AFC Cup group match, Johor Darul Taksim 2, Beoungket Ankor from Cambodia 0. The crowd has filled up here at the Larkin Stadium since pre-kickoff, when we are concerned a little bit about the atmosphere. It's now a little bit fuller, and no doubt the play of Johor Darul Taksim in the first 45 minutes will have cheered them up a little bit more. A very early goal from Gabi Guerra, his second in the blue of Johor Darul Taksim, and a goal from Nazmi Faiz Mansour just from about 12 yards out after good play down the right from Kunalan in the first 10 minutes. I've given them a stranglehold on this first group match. Second half about to get underway. Beoungket in the white. So, next goal, whenever it's 2-0, is always important. Just Hazwan Bakri is just a couple of yards away from getting an interception opportunity there. Stanley Bernard Samuel, former Malaysia international, is the expert analyst for today. If you were John McGlynn in the dressing room at half-time, what would you be trying to address from Beoungket?
Well, firstly, in the second half, not to play exactly like the first 10-15 minutes of that first half. Keep it tight, don't concede a third goal, because the third goal will be detrimental. The moral of the squad will just drop. So as much as they want to get back into this match, they can't concede an early goal.
Lovely flick there from Guerra. Found Azrif. Gabi Guerra once again onto Safiq Rahim. Mahali lets it run for Kunala, who luckily is as quick as a whippet. Keeps it in play. Throwing goes the way of Beoungket. Let me give you the teams. Beoungket, Suyati in goal. Back four, a Pencharan, Vahed. I'll break off because Mahali is there and wins a corner kick. From a desperate challenge from Sun Subandriti. So Pancharan right back. Soksovan, Livahed, centre backs. Subandriti left back. Mizuno and Mizan in the heart of midfield. Sam Earn on the right. Muramatsu on the left, Labarabi and Mekong the Silva on the front two for Beoungket. Labarabi's headed clearance, picks the Nazmi. Azrif. No possession, follows forward, Guerra. Picks out Azrif. Azrif looked to return it to Guerra. Is Saman. Laburabi. Saman's carried on his run. Laburabi delayed the pass. For Johor, Islam Tarmizi in goal. The back four of Kunal and Marcus Antonio, Junior Elmstill and Azrif Nazrul Haq. I think Fazale is the defensive midfielder with Nazmi and Shafiq just in front of him. Gabi Guerra playing, well, wherever Gabi Guerra wants. Mahali Jazuli down the right. Nazwan Bakri leading the line. Here is Guerra. Gabi Guerra. Ooh, didn't take the shot on. Shafiq looks for Mahali. Suyati makes a safe catch.
Well, again, it's that start having too much space on top of that D-box. No whatsoever pressure from Beoungket. Far too easy. Mahali with so much space and time down the right-hand side. Again, it all starts from Guerra. He makes those good runs. He sees runners, he sees the pass early, and then he makes the third man coming as well. No one distracting him.
I think they learned. Something Fazale. Nazmi. Azrif. With the freedom of Johor Maru. Guerra. Ali wins the header. The problem with that kind of ball in is that there is no Morales for Johor anymore. They can't just lump the ball into the middle. Change of playing style, change of ethos. Hazwa, Safik, Bahari. Hazwa a little bit too tight there. Well picked off by Subandriti. Muramitsu. Lovely, Muramatsu. Good tracking back by Afiq Fazale. Looked like they might have unearthed a little gem in Afiq Fazale.
Looks very cool, composed, and I think what I've been impressed with him so far in this first half is his positioning, how he just drops into that centre-back role and plays it out. Again, talk about the changes in foreign players. They've lost Haris Harun, of course. So whoever comes in that position's got a big job.
Mahali. Well, Hadi Zainal's been the man in possession of that holding midfield role so far this season. Marcus Antonio. Yeah, possession. Pass and move. Two touch wherever possible. Nazwan. Safiq. Kunala. Nazwan Bakri. Chance.
Well, how many times you've seen him just takes that little space, knows exactly where the defender is, sets it up for his left. I thought he really went for power at this point. Inches away, still he went for power.
It's not far away, is it? Behind the shot camera. Junior's header. Junior. Marcus Antonio. Kunal unavailable. Mahali. How many kilometres Kunalan's run in his career? To the moon and back. It's an injury. Johor put the ball out of play. Or is it the ball is soft? We heard one of the players complaining about that just before half-time. Saying that he thought there wasn't enough air pressure in the ball. Here's Junior. Bakri in the penalty area. Played in the end by Bahed.
Again, easy build-up play. Junior Hostel was good under pressure. Puts a good flick on. Guerra flicks it on. Oh, you know, from that little ball, Ashraf's down the left and flank down the byline. So it's still very comfortable for the home side.
Bahali. Guerra. Still Gabby Guerra. Safik. Safik Rahim. You expected the net to bulge.
Well, again, Guerra. He's a little fun in the penalty box. So much time and space. So it was a very good first touch. Shafiq just drags off and hits his knee on the second touch. Still had the space, just trying to squeeze it low to the left of Suyati.
Global from the Philippines and Magway from Myanmar are the other two teams in this group. The top two, of course, qualify for the knockout stages of the AFC Cup. Samern has gone forward. Kunalan had to get a touch in because there was an overload at the back post. Now on the breakaway, Safik, he's got Mahali to his right. Hazwan makes a run through the middle. The run from Hazwan, though, is well shepherded by Sun Sovangriti. Earlier on today, I can tell you Tampines Rovers of Singapore beat Feld United by 2-1 in the Group G match of the AFC Cup. Zuno. Harley putting pressure on. Coming from Soksoban. Guerra. It's right every time he's got on the ball. Still Gabby Guerra. Looks for Hazwan. A bit on his heels, Hazwan Bakri. Again, collects it on the left hand side. He's allowed to run, not only across, but incisively through the heart of that defense of Beoungket. Hazwan Bakri just got to check himself a little bit to keep himself on side. That was a really good reverse pass from Guerra. Kunalan. Shafiq. As we fire, score of the second. Nizam given a rare touch. He'll quickly distribute it to Junior Elstall. Guerra. Shafiq. He's had such a productive time in the AFC Cup last year, Shafiq, as Ashraf. That was a shot. Vahed made the clearance. Mizuno quickly snuffed out by the impressive Afik Fazel. Guerra. Nazmi.
This is where it becomes a bit comical at times when you see backs of 5 and 4. But they're just in a studious position and not putting any kind of pressure. As you can see, Shafiq is allowed to just make that run, face the defender, play that pass. It's really up to Johor at the moment to get that pass precise, that final pass, and they will get a third goal.
Kunala. Mahali. Nazmi. Thoughts of the little dig forward. I can tell you Global have got their campaign off to a winning start with a 1-0 win over Magway. Guerra. Can be Guerra! Decent save. A good recovery from Suyate. There's one man really wanting to get his second goal. Hoping his man Guerra can through the heart. Just on top of that D-box, makes a little space, quick fit. Takes a swipe on his right. Despite having pressure from two defenders, Suyati, not a clean catch, but made amendments. We're going to get a change. It's going to be Akon who comes off. Replacement will be Chun Sotaran. Akon looks less than impressed with that decision from John McGlynn. Sotaran is a 27-year-old international. Akon Silva, distinctly unimpressed, I feel, Stam.
Well, again, you look at Michael, he's not imposed himself. Defensively, he's one of those players who's seen to be there on the pitch to create chances. And the only man you could ever say that has been turning up today and making those runs and troubling the defense of Johor is Muramutsu. And he's the only one who's done quite a bit of damage. My goodness, for me, he's had a poor match, and by all means, the manager has his right to change. And front three does not work as we've expected, especially with the pace they possess.
An hour played at the Larkin Stadium. Still those two early goals in the first 10 minutes. Yeah, we've got another football that is perceived to be too light. Now there's a change, as Guerra will be replaced by Cabrera. Cabrera has done his reputation the power of good amongst the Johor faithful. Gonzalo Cabrera has had a brightish start to his Johor career. Now he's got half an hour just to add a little bit of gloss to that start. Junior Elston. Just going back to that Global game, Lizak Mahaduran scoring the only goal of the game for Global. Just before half-time, it's a loose back pass. Izan took a risk. Sotaran will just slot into midfield, allows Hiraku Mizuno to take a further forward position. There is the substitute. Cabrera, one of his typical mazy dribbles. Azrif Nazul Haq. Azrif. Crossover shot.
Well, this is the second time Hazard has done that. He collects it on his right leg. He goes the right footer. If you've got 3 men in the box, why would you take a shot? You don't even have clear sight and goal. Twice he's done it in the last 7-8 minutes, and that's, you could see the reaction of his teammates in the box.
The football deemed to be too soft. Hazwan. Little tug back on the shirt by Hazwan Bakri. Side from Selangor at the end of last season. The footballs in the background, all perceived to be too soft. There was a regulation pump system in use. Azmi. Just trying stuff that just isn't coming off at the moment for former Selangor player. Socks over. Cabrera working hard. Shepherded though by Lee Mazan. Cabrera's worked hard. Safi. Drift. Nice touch once again from Afi Mahali. In the way of a ball out to Kunala. So Beoungket did well defensively. Going Johor. 25 minutes to play. To be pleasing on the eye, Johor, without being thrilling. Azmi. Lovely ball. And Safik just didn't drop for him on the volley. Mizuno. Muramitsu. Now then, they've got a man over here. Tomoki Muramitsu. Goes past Junior Elstow. Goalkeeping is Antonisi once again.
Well, Tomoki Muramitsu, at times he doesn't need even support of his teammates. But the basic was just done really hit Junior well on. He's just putting back to his left foot and perhaps ran out of that angle, just trying to square it back. He sometimes is again doing a decent job, just making sure that he gets the ball clean, distributes the job done.
Ashraf. Possessional stats must be somewhere around about the 70% mark. Kunala. Just limped. And who's just come on? Soteras. And another young Johorian getting a taste of AFC Cup football. Hasbullah Abu Bakar. 22 years of age, just coming on for Escunala. Well,
It's one change that you rarely see in London's career. A man that is known to complete 90 minutes. One of those players who's been very consistent throughout his career because every manager, coach, who's been international, national teams club football, always knew what you're going to get out of London. And it's a good sign in a way. That's what you call transition. Is that right back position where London's been out injured last season has always been a position, as you were mentioning earlier in the first half. Mahali certainly has been converted into a more attacking minded, so it's good to see that they actually have backup in that position. Wondering if Mahali might drop back. He says no. Hezbollah will slot in there. Azmi trying to put in Cabrera. Pancherang makes the clearance. You feel Johor need a third. Not to ensure the game is won, but to make this a convincing performance. Well, do they deserve a third? Yes, they certainly do with the possession they've had. But they've not created enough of clear-cut chances despite playing and toying around on top of that D-box. Suyati. Not convincing from an international goalkeeper. Nazrif. Safik. Always happy to take responsibility, Safik Rahim. Zola Cabrera. Azmi. Safik. Zuno steps in. He plays a good advantage. Here's good Labarabi. Again, looking to get onto his left foot. More touch. Cabrera. Got through the middle, Mahali looking a little bit frustrated out on the right-hand side. Felt he should have been put in. 20 minutes to play. Marcus Antonio. And the pressure from Romantu. Again, I'm looking at Cabrera. Cabrera's changed. It's almost like for like. I mean, every time we say it's a like for like, this is clearly what we mean by a like for like. Both players have that similar intent of taking that ball from the left-hand side to try and run on the inside, make players run on the outside, play that little ball down the left-hand side. Loves to take on players as well. Nice little ball out wide. Hezbollah, first involvement. Good cross. Well cleared by Soksovan. Nafik. Mahali. Hezbollah. Looking for Hazwan. Lifted the foot a little bit high on Lee Vahed. Good ball in from Hezbollah. Both times. Well, this was clever, I would say. Looks up, sees that space in that 6-yard box. You put a ball, you keep the goalkeeper in two minds. That's a good ball, and that's exactly what Suyati. He didn't make a decision whether it was to come on. The only thing is no one at the end of it. Second change. It's going to be Pancherang who's coming on. And Sakharozi comes on. A 19-year-old. Labarabi. Done well, Labarabi. Then tumbles. Half appealing for a foul. Hezbollah. Under intense pressure from Rozib. Feet onto Safik. Cabrera looks to run.
Madrid. Chance, Safik. Three back side of Soksovan. Nazmi has one. That wasn't a bad dummy in the circumstances. They're coming the other way. Muramatsu. And looking to take on Junior. It's a good cross and well played by Hezbollah. Junior, he just wants to play on. Cabrera. There was a wicket player down. He's back up again now as Cabrera comes forward. Has one Bakri. Shepherded off the ball by Rusamoin. One or two of the Beoungket players now beginning to feel the pace. Remember, their season hasn't started yet, so they'll just be a little bit further behind in preparations as Sovanriti will receive a little bit of treatment.
Well, I thought Hazwan Bakri did, as you mentioned, he had a look just before he made that little dummy. Shafiq Rahim just caught his heels a little bit, thinking that Hazwan Bakri was going to take it on his right foot on the first time.
The Brains Trust, Benjamin Mora, young coach, promoted from JDT 2 at the start of this season. Big mantle to take on. Good support from the Ultras. It's an upside warmer here than it was for their trip up to Osaka. Still need to think of what merchandise to buy when they go shirtless. Just 6 fouls by the visitors. They certainly haven't come here to try and kick JDT off the pitch. That's not close enough, really. Maybe Mizuno will change. Labarabi! Oh! That is a golden opening for Kun Labarabi.
Well, certainly the defense of Joe Marcos Antonio just caught out a little bit. Hezbollah was just, I think, was looking at that free kick. Labarabi, all he needed to do is just put it underneath that crossbar, and that's a goal.
Cabrera. Maybe Johor do need that third goal. Cabrera. Here has one not quite on the same wavelength. Nazmi. Johor keeping the ball moving. Cabrera. Just the misunderstanding. Hezbollah coming infield when the ball went out wide. Is that just a case of more time needed to play together to work out what's going on?
Well, it's as if they were more comfortable with the way Guerra was going. I said it's like for like. But every time Guerra made those runs, he actually found 2-3 players an option at the moment. Cabrera has been finding most of the players near heels. Perhaps that understanding, that fine-tuning needs to be done. That only can be done with more matches. It's as simple as that.
Cabrera. Stan Shafiq takes the pass, and Shafiq carries on the run. Shafiq, Mahali.
Well, this time, Shafiq doing that same run that Cabrera's been doing, just running on the inside. No one tracks him, does the right thing, plays it really nicely towards Mali Jasli, who can't complain about that pass, except for a very, very poor execution.
Hasbullah's header. Next matches for these teams. Beoungket at the National Olympic Stadium in Phnom Penh take on Global. Johor have the rather awkward trip up to Magwe. And then on the 14th of March, Johor entertain Global from the Philippines. By which time, this group should just about be taking shape, as it is. Global, and barring a catastrophe in the last 12 minutes, Johor have got the campaigns off to a winning start. Nazmi. Hazron. Need to go backwards just to retain possession. A long punt. Ustamon.
One of the key factors here you've seen today is as well as the way Afiq has functioned has allowed Azrif to really play as a wing back, because in a more advanced position, because as soon as he goes in, what happens is Junior Alstel and Marcos Antonio just playing alongside Afiq on the right and left. So the three at the back. So you just wonder, is this going to be a permanent way of us watching that defense set up, with Afiq just dropping in as soon as Johor retains possession?
In some ways, the two early goals took the sting out of this game a long time ago. Not sure that goals can be bad for a game, of course they can't, but understand it's taken the edge out of Johor's performance, because they know they've got this 2-goal push. They perform nicely, they put tons of passes together. They've shown glimpses that they're going into the next stage of their development. Without solely impressing the audience. Nazmi, he scored that second goal in the 10th minute after a lovely play by Kunala. Here's Afiq, who has impressed the audience. Safiq, who's been busy. Azrif, who's been a combination of some excellence, some hard running, some not so great stuff. Difficult on the wrong side for fullback.
I'd say it's a good run out here for Junior Alstel. The defense has been a problem. Very sure Junior are still finding who will be the man in form to partner Marcos Antonio. Because on the sheet it's always going to be ideal.
Cabrera, 2-on-1 break. Azrif, super save. Not quite sure how Suyati kept that one out. But Hazwan Bakri thought he'd scored the third.
Well, this time, Azrif does the right thing. Times his run. Good release from Cabrera at the right time. It's a really good save from Suyati because he makes himself so big.
Goalkeepers practice the impossible save. That's one of those saves where you just expect to pick it out of the net. Next thing you blocked it. Sotorov. On to Rossi. Marcus Antonio.
What's great about that save from Suyati is as soon as the cross is coming, he's already moving with the ball. Sometimes you just get goalkeepers getting caught up just too near to that near post and it's too late. What he did was, as soon as Azri looks up, he's already moving back. And then of course, then he takes a gamble just to jump.
After the start, Beoungket, even if they end up on the losing end here, will look on this perhaps and say, hey, this could have been worse, this could have been 5 or 6 and we might have been out of the group even on match day 1. Now, a victory for us on our home stadium, on the artificial surface at the Olympic Stadium in Phnom Penh. We're right back in this group. Aswan. Azrif. Flicked header. Cabrera. Or turning the pressure on in the last 5 minutes.
Again, it's that ever-willing runner from Azrif, who's really enjoyed himself just making those runs forward, putting in crosses at times unnecessary shots, but otherwise he certainly has deployed himself very well going forward. Odomatsu. For once, Motomatsu's distribution lets him down. He's run himself ragged as Tomoki Muramatsu. Now it's Chanturu who is going to come on. Give him 5 minutes to replace Mahali Jazuli. Trying to ingratiate himself to Benjamin Mora. Look at the depth of this squad in Johor. It does go down very, very, very deep. It was an important season for Chandru as well. In fact, Mahali is getting a lot ahead of him. In fact, if you compare pace, if you want a culture winger, you put Chandru ahead of many players. Perhaps he just likes the fact that Mahali is a bit more stronger, has that physical presence in him. It's really up to Chandru to try and get a regular start. As we know, notably, Saburinaki has been playing in that position. He's injured.
Nazmi. Hasbola. Chantru. Fig for sale. Cabrera. Seems to be a little bit of an obstruction on Cabrera there. Very happy to let it run on. He's let a lot run on the ref. In a good way. Soksoban. Central defenders aren't meant to play 40-yard passes. Splitting the back four. It's Kun Laburabi. If he'd got that goal through one-on-one with Nizam, this might have been a different last 5 minutes. Nafi. Chanturu. Looking to run. Chanturu. Still Eschantaru. Still Eschantaru.
Well, how about he was? And then he got lucky as well. Puts in a pass into Cabrera, and then that's the one who was lucky. And the ball just almost like he played a 1-2 with that defender. Then goes for power. Gets too much underneath the ball, always rising. But what a chance to make it 3 and beyond. Okay. Ashraf. Cabrera, Safik, Cabrera. Gonzalo Cabrera. Now it's 3. Safik Rahim wraps up the game for Johor Darul Taksim. Well, this time it's Cabrera being the provider. Almost comical defending from Beoungket. Because no one's striking. Just have a look at the space that Ashraf has. And Cabrera has lots of strength shown that. Then the composure to put it right onto the head of Shafiq. Certainly has scored 100 goals in his career. Not even the cleaners of headed, to be honest. Suyati just couldn't recover in time. Put it at near post. Goal number 3. But a fair reflection on the possessional stats, if not the clear chances. Maybe there'll be a bit of a goal glut for Johor as they come forward once again. Cabrera. Still Cabrera. Shafiq chasing a second. Remember, he scored a lot of goals in last season's AFC Cup. Coming the other way though, Muramatsu. And we've got a 4-on-3 as we go into the last 3 minutes. Snuffed out by Hasbullah. Safik Rahim. Has one Bakri. Has one. Round the keeper. Excellent goalkeeping. Still has one. Oh, it's gone out of play for a corner kick. Party time at the Larkin. Well, keeps himself on side. Goes around Suyati. And then,
Film that moment for Sopsovan.
Sopsovan just in time.
Oh, look away now, look away. Oh, yeah. Luckily, family jewels are intact. Elstow has one. Chanturu. Cabrera. Chanturu. Safik. Chanturu. Marcus Antonio with the fancy little through ball then, and then rare error from Afrik Fazel. The crowd baying for a fourth. Cabrera does well. I do like this fella's attitude. Well, rather bizarrely takes it into the corner. Fatigue kicking in now for Beoungket. Ashraf. Crowd have come to life.
only, 20 seconds on the clock. I think Joe is playing at a very good fluid of football, good pace, just trying to find that little space. That's a man behind the ball for Beoungket. No one applying any sort of pressure.
Rapida. Habis.
Safi.
Habis. Rapida.
Comes through a ruck of players.
Habis.
And Cabrera. Good save by Suyati. And it's been an onslaught for the last 10 minutes or so. Good fitness from Johor. Referee has a look at the watch. Cabrera's made one.
I thought it was a decent save for Suyati despite him coming right into play. Powerful shot.
Final whistle goes at the Larkin Stadium. It really came to life in the last 10 minutes when Johor applied the pressure. One or two shocks and nervy moments before then. And Safi Graham's late goal gave the insurance over John McGlynn's Beoungket. And a comfortable victory in the end for Johor Darul Taksim.
Well, good start. It's very important for them to get the 3 points. And exactly did that. Also 3 goals on the night. And besides that, I thought the fluidity of play and the pace was just right. And deserving winners on the night.
Early goals for Gabi Guerrera and Nazmi Faiz Mansour in the first 10 minutes. A late goal for Safi Grahim gives us a full-time score of Johor Darul Taksim 3. Beoungket Ankor from Cambodia 0.
Many thanks to Des Corkill and Stanley Bernard. Johor Darul Taksim get a good start to their AFC Cup campaign. 3-0 winners over Beoungket Ankor FC of Cambodia. We are going to try and show you every goal from the AFC Cup and the AFC Champions League that's taken place tonight. Let us get underway by looking at the scores from the AFC Cup. Global FC 1-0 winners over Magway FC. Johor Darul Taksim, as you've just seen, ran out 3-0 winners over their Cambodian opponents. Over there in Group G, good start for Tampines Rovers. Felda United of Malaysia getting a late consolation goal, but 0-0. Hanoi FC and Ceres drawing 1-1. Let's get back to that game at Larkin, where JDT ran out 3-0 winners. Chevy Singh, Rish Roshan Rai are alongside me. 3 minutes in, Chevy Guerra getting the hosts off to a superstar.
Certainly a good, fast start, although it was a bit untidy, but good to see Shafiq Rahim getting into the box, making a nuisance of himself. And Guerra, for me, is the one who reacts the fastest, because he's I mean, we spoke about him being very light on his feet again, and when he reacts and reaches that, there's only going to be one ending.
11 minutes in, and Nazmi made it 2-0, Rosh, and we thought there was a rout on here at this stage.
Yeah, it certainly did. It was a wonderful run by Kunalan from right back, creating an overload down that right-hand side. Gets a lovely ball played through to him, has the presence of mind to look for the cutback, and is rushing towards the 6-yard box. Lovely finish by Nazmi Faiz there. Doesn't try to hit it too hard. Places it to the inside of his foot. Just uses the power on the cross to guide it into the far post. Lovely finish.
Beoungket showing us, though, Chevy, that this game was not going to turn out the way it looked early on.
Well, they looked enterprising at times. Not enough, really. I think the 2 goals did shock them. But when this cross is played in, and mind you, a lot of their best moves came down that side where Azrif was playing as a left full back.
Shafiq put this one to bed a minute from time to make it 3-0. Rosha?
Yeah, it's lovely play by Cabrera. I thought when he came on, his attitude was spot on. It was brilliant. And, it looked like Chevy and I were having a little joke about this, about how Cabrera was looking to just play it to Shafiq Rahim, who almost, on the replay, actually messed up his header. Fortunately for him, it went into the back of the net there. A well-deserved goal for him. I think he worked very hard for JDT tonight.
Man of the match has to go to Hazwan for this heroic goal line save, putting his body quite literally on the line. He did walk again, I can assure you. JDT running out 3-0 winners. From what you've seen in that first performance on match day 1, Chevy, JDT, what kind of shape are they in to regain this trophy that they won a couple of years ago?
I think, Steve, for me, what was lacking today was that killer instinct. I mean, you go back one season or you go back 2 seasons when you had Lucho Figueroa, when you had the likes of Pereira Diaz, that will to win. I mean, they used to go out there wanting to kill opponents. And today that was missing. 2-goal lead and then everybody drops a couple of years. It's keep ball. It's, that is not the right attitude to have if you are champions. You've always got to go out there and show people what you're all about. And I think that intensity is something that upsets the fans. I mean, you've got to give it to Guerra, to Shafiq Rahim, and to Cabrera who came on. I mean, they are winners and they want to win. But unfortunately, I think the supporting cast, I'm especially disappointed with Hazwan Bakri, because I thought, this is your chance. Roshan was saying that, he needs to score because you're not going to get too many easy opponents. So unfortunately, I think, it was a good win, but that intensity, that hunger, that desire needs to be stepped up.
And that, you're saying, could have been the difference between 3-0 and the rout that we were expecting after the first 10 minutes or so. Dan Ogunshagan is with the Beoungket Ankor coach. He's an Australian, John McGlynn.
It's always going to be difficult coming here. Undefeated, and Joe are a good team. They move very well, and they give us difficulties. Our boys didn't settle into the game, obviously, as we would have liked. 2 early goals, but obviously got better as the game went on. Joe were always a threat, so credit to Joe. They deserve the win tonight, and obviously the favourites of the group. So we're not too embarrassed. If you want to say the word embarrassed, I thought we did good at times, but we still got a lot of work to do. So we move on, we carry on.
Yeah, let's not forget his side were playing the team that won this trophy just a couple of years ago. Rushan, from what you saw, given that Global and Margwe are also in this group, do they have a reasonable chance of getting out of this group?
No. Not at all, not from what I've seen tonight. The only player that looked interested was Tomoki, the number 10. He was the only one getting on the ball, taking players on and trying to cause some panic amongst the Johor defenders. The rest of them were very poor. Kun Laboravi, especially, I thought was incredibly static. His movement in the penalty area was so poor. Its crosses couldn't hit him because he just go to the far post and just stand there behind a defender instead of moving. So, no, not good enough.
All right, Dan's with Benjamin Mora, the JDT coach. Let's hear from him.
Well, Coach, a comfortable win, a clean sheet. You must be very delighted with tonight's performance.
Always winning 3 points versus whoever we face is a boost of confidence in our idea, in our style. We needed this win. AFC starting good. This is a starting point to make a good tournament and try to win it like 2015.
JDT well on their way to getting out of the group stage, but these are early days. Let's take a look at the other game in that group. It involved Global and Margwe. Just the 1 goal in it, and the home team were the ones that got it. It was Rahodoran, Chevy, and it came in the 39th minute.
Well, it is a good cross into the box, but that first touch from Hadoran is very, very important because it can run away from you or it can bounce back into play. Just nicks it in front of the defender, and then the toe poke that is always very crucial when it comes to situations like that. If you see that again, good volley. This touch here, that's the one, that's the key. And the second one is just a matter of putting the ball into the net.
Such a valuable 3 points on match day 1, though. JDT and Global are the teams who have secured them. That goal difference of +3 will steer JDT very nicely indeed. Thank you. Just quickly looking at the next fixtures. Margwe at home to JDT, and Beoungket Ankor with a chance to make up lost ground. They're at home to Global on match day 2 on March the 7th. Let's get a look at the other group in the AFC Cup that was in action today. We'll go to Singapore. Tampines Rovers were playing at Jalan Besar Stadium. They took on Felder. This was another one of those lovely Singapore against Malaysia contests. 0-0 at half-time, but Tampines got off the mark 20 minutes into the second half. Chevy Song Yong Chun.
Good ball in from Rushpreet. The ball is curling towards the goal, but still Son has a lot to do here. He finds that space. Stuart Walk doesn't track him, but a very calm header. I mean, you look at the quality of this ball in, and all you need to do is to get ahead to it. It's already headed towards goal. difficult for the goalkeeper.
That was 1-0. 18 minutes later, Roshan Khairul Amri.
Yeah, I have to say, a lot of credit you need to give to Megumi there, the number 9 for Tampines Rovers. He ran his socks off tonight up front for them. Plays the ball across the 6-yard box. You wonder about Felda's goalkeeper in the situation. Look, he's so strong there. Just that burst of pace, burst of acceleration. Khairul Amri is clever, gets in behind the defender. Goalkeeper probably should be doing better. But I'm happy for Khairul Amri, Singapore's best striker, I think. Good to see him get his name on the score sheet.
Chevy, I think you're going to agree that we're about to see the second best goal of the night. It came 3 minutes from time. Consolation for Fazrul Hazli.
Well, certainly. We spoke about the defender not putting in a strong challenge enough, but then to hit that on the half volley and for it to dip behind the goalkeeper, and mind you, he's a big boy. Izwan Mahmud in goal, and he's one of the best goalkeepers in the region as well. So just here, the defender should play his lines, try to be too clever, but this one here, the ball is dropping as he hits it, so it's going to go up and dip just behind the goalie. Beautiful to watch.
Super strike, wasn't it? Really lovely to see. Edward Russell is at the Jalan Besar Stadium. He's speaking to Mustafik Faruddin.
Yeah, I think we are knowing that this is the first game for us. I think they have advantage. I think it's tough. For us, this is the first game, and it was tough. I think they're pushing us second half, but we managed to get a goal, make it easier for us. But in the end, I think we are satisfied.
You're playing alongside a lot of new teammates, especially in the back line. What do you think of the new signings? How's the new team feeling?
I think we look good, to be honest. I think today we tried to get the back. I think me, Daniel, and Madhu, I think we are working hard. Of course, there's still a long way to. We can work even harder and then get to know each other. So many new players. I think they did well. Ross, great. Song, Migu, everyone overall, they work very hard. Then in the end, I think we deserve 3 points.
I know the season hasn't really started yet, but what are you looking for this season? What will make a successful season?
Well, look, Tampines is a club. They're always looking for some trophy. I think we have the last 2 years, we never win anything. So I hope this time around we win something.
Really good start to the campaign for Tampines, largely because the other came in that group but didn't find a winner, so they're on top of the group. Let's take a look at the highlights from this one. It was Hanoi against Ceres, Hanoi from Vietnam, Ceres from the Philippines, and Maranon getting the Filipino side off the mark 4 minutes into the second half, Chevy.
Yes, we talk about set-piece situations, how important marking is. Unfortunately, there's really zero marking. First on this header, which is then blocked by his own teammate, and nobody reacts. And this is, I think, a cheap goal to give away.
Well, Hanoi got the equaliser just before the hour mark. Nguyen Van Kiet. And that's the goal of the night, you think?
Yeah, I agree. That is the goal of the night. Superb technique on this one. Look at that. Flick. Lovely into the top corner. And he means that as well.
Some cracking goals we've seen this Tuesday evening. These then are the next fixtures. Ceres entertain Tampines next time around, and Felda a chance to redeem themselves when they entertain Hanoi. Those games on Tuesday, March the 7th of course, live and exclusively so on the Fox Sports Network. Let's turn our attention now to the Champions League games that happened this Tuesday evening. In Group B, Brisbane Roar 0, Muangthong United 0. Kashima Antlers then are on top of the table, having beaten Ulsan Hyundai by 2 goals to 0. How about that in Group F? Western Sydney, they won this tournament, 3 years ago? 4-0 losers at home to Urawa, and FC Seoul lost a tight one against the expensively assembled Shanghai SIPG. Let's get to that one now, and it was just the one goal that did it. And Roshan, it was a cracker from Holt, wasn't it?
I think this is goal of the night in the AFC Champions League. Holt with the brilliant strike. There's nothing the goalkeeper can do about that. He's getting on his left foot all night. Finally worked for him, clicked for him there. There's a shot for a penalty as well. Dejan Damjanovic using his experience. Poor Guan, the young defender, getting his second yellow card. Getting sent off. There we go. There's a little bit of contact. I don't think there's enough in there to give a penalty, Chevy.
Was justice done then? Do you think he took it on his weaker foot on purpose, Chevy?
Well, you would say, justice here, but I mean, I'm certain, if he had taken it with his left foot, he would have rifled that one home. But he sclaps it with his right foot. It's more like a back pass. No trouble for the goalkeeper.
All right, then we'll move on to the next game in that group. And this was the shot of the night. Western Sydney Wanderers entertaining Urawa, and they went down by 4-0. One of the early kickoffs tonight that you would have enjoyed on the network before we came into studio, and it was well worth tuning in nice and early. 0-0 at half-time though, Rosh. I think it was 10 minutes into the second half before Shinzo Kurogi got the opener.
Yeah, lovely goal, this one. And I say lovely because of the energy that he shows. Just a run from midfield, late run from midfield there, and then that first touch. Perfect weight on that first touch, just to get it in front of him, out in front of him, and then a finish with the outside of his boot. Tadanari Lee does well to spot that run, stinks it past the defenders. Lovely play by Urawa.
Super finish, wasn't it? 2 minutes later, Tadanari Lee used to play for Southampton, plying his trade for Urawa here, and not doing a bad job at all, Chevy.
No, not at all. I mean, you've got to look at the goalkeeper who throws the ball out and it's intercepted, and then the passage of play. I mean, some of that passing and the movement was brilliant for me, especially. We look at this half-hearted clearance. This ball in here is perfectly timed, and also is the run, and Lee deserves to get on the back on the score sheet.
Bit of a perfect patch for Urawa. Their third goal in 12 minutes. Tamaoki Makino.
Yeah, just saw Wanderers' heads dropping all over the park. Their confidence is gone. Normally so strong during set pieces. They make a big deal about their physicality, these Australian teams. So glad to see Urawa Reds getting a third goal.
4 minutes from time, Rafael Silva making it 4-0, and as you said, Roshan, confidence gone, and that's a convincing win, Chevy, for Urawa.
Most certainly, and especially this last goal here from Rafael Silva. I mean, he makes it look so easy. He is on side. The defender's lost his legs. He backpedals, gives him time, and yes, it's a drubbing, a 4-0 drubbing at home, Steve.
Great performance from the visitors, Urawa. Let's go pitch side and hear from Scott Neville.
And I'm joined by Scott Neville. A really disappointing way to open your Asian Champions League campaign here tonight.
Yeah, it's very disappointing. They started really well, and then I think we got back into the game in the start of the first half, and at half-time I thought we could overrun them, seeing as where they are in their pre-season campaign. And just capitulated as soon as they scored that first goal. It's not good enough from our behalf.
Wholesale changes made tonight, basically a new look squad to what we saw on Saturday. Did the plan work or did it backfire?
Oh, look, we got a squad for a reason, and it is tough to back up on a Friday and a Tuesday, but that's why we have such a good squad for. And the boys that come in, everyone's ready to go, so there's no excuses there at all. It's just a very poor second half from us.